Hey, I think you're going to love this video. I'm talking about Freckle again, their webhook feature, and how you can easily enrich any data and get any answer just by typing in the natural language, just how you would say it out loud. So Freckle just released a product update where they have webhooks inbound and outbound. The use case of today's video is going to be showing you how that I would go about enriching my newsletter subscribers, and then how I would find that data using a Freckle. I have connected my newsletter via a webhook already. It's a very straightforward process, but I want to show you now, well, what do you do with that data? If you haven't watched any of my videos before, I love talking about sales tech like this and sharing specific use cases and video walkthroughs, so feel free to subscribe if you're here and you haven't subscribed already. All right, so here is my website. On my website, I have a newsletter sign up, and I'm going to use some example emails. These people have not signed up to my email newsletter, and don't worry, I'll be deleting them from my list. So here I have Freckle, and I've just got a new table, and I've got the webhook set up here. So I've run a few tests earlier, and if I click in here, I can see the data that is being pulled through from this webhook. So in this row, it was Udi at Gong. Now, of course, it wasn't Udi, it was me. But I can now see that the page URL was this one, the remote IP was this, the user agent, none of this stuff that I'm interested in at all. But what I do want to do is create a column with the first name, and then I also want to create a column with the email address as well. So the email address being here, create column. So I've got my subscriber, and I've got their first name and their email address, which I already collected because, again, these are the two fields here. But I don't know anything else about these people. And for me, let's say in this scenario, I want to find their LinkedIn profile, I want to get the company domain, I want to get a summary of the company, the business model, is it B2B versus B2C? How many employees do they have? How many people in the marketing team? Are they hiring in the marketing team? What LinkedIn content do these people post about? These are all questions that I can answer super easily with Freckle. So let's do that for these two that we have here. So we have Denise at Snowflake and we have Udi at Gong. So the first thing I want to do is add a new column and just find the person's LinkedIn. Now, luckily Freckle has a lot of these templates already built in. So I just simply click here and it will populate the output. So it's already telling me that it's going to name the column LinkedIn profile. So I don't have to go and name this now. And then the column type is a URL. Perfect. So I'm going to run all rows, and this is going to cost me two credits. So it's pulling that through now. Now let's say the next thing I want to do is get the email, the domain from the email. So I'm going to click on here and then find, I think if I go see all, it has a template here. No, let's see, I'm pretty sure it had it. Find a company's website. No, so let's just test out the natural language. So get the domain from the emails. And as I'm typing this, it's already starting to think about how it's going to approach that. So I don't have to tell it it's the email column. It already knows. It's thinking for me. And then it is going to output the column type as single line text. Now I can change that to be URL, and then click run, all rows. So it's now going to go and look at the email from the event and give me the domain. That's perfect, it's worked. Okay, this is quite simple. This is relatively straightforward things. So let's have a look at the company summary. So summarize company, that's all I need to write, or that's all the template needs. And it comes pre-populated with the column name, the column type, so it's going to be a long text, there's going to be a lot of information. And I'm going to click run, all rows. So as that's going, let's look at the next one. So business model is another one as well. I'm going to click here, look at templates. Classify business type, that's it. So add that to table. So I'm in the build phase at the moment. I'm doing this for the first time, but I'm going to show you at the end of the video how it works when somebody signs up on the website. I didn't click save to run those. Okay, now I want to find out how many employees does the company have. So I just type how many employees does the company have. I can never spell when I'm recording these videos. So now it's already understanding the prompt, or this isn't even a prompt. This is just a question, which is incredible. Column name, employee count, and then it gives me a number. Run all rows. All right, what's the next one? How many marketers? So let's see if it can handle that. So how many people in the marketing? Again, I spell perfectly when I'm not being recorded. Marketing team size, and it's going to give me a number. Perfect. Run on all rows. Now, let me just go back into some of these results. So here I can see Gong is leading company in the information technology and services industry, in revenue intelligence and sales engagement solutions, leveraging AI. Gong's platform captures and analyzing customer interactions. So it's done a pretty good job of this summary. And I can output the reasoning as well. And it also gives me the steps and the sources. So it enriched Gong from Apollo. I'm not paying for Apollo. This is all included in my Freckle subscription. So that's how it found that information. For Snowflake, it also used Apollo as well. And it's giving me the summary of the company. Both of these are B2B. There's 1,900 employees. So the company Gong has an estimated number of 1,900 employees. Again, pulling that data from Apollo. And Snowflake, again, from Apollo. So marketing team size. So apparently there's 44 marketers in Gong. And again, it's using Apollo for that. It does use other data sources. There's several data sources that it uses. But these questions are all quite easy to find in Apollo. But I don't have to say, use this source or use that source. I don't have to worry about additional cost of credits because it's just one credit per enrichment. Now, let's have a look at... I now want to tell me what content this person posts about on LinkedIn. So content interest, multi-select. So here we go. We've got industry news, company culture, thought leadership. Not sure how useful this will actually be for me, but let's run it. Let's see what it looks like. And whilst that's running, I'm going to do this live now. So I've got all of this information. I could obviously add in more information too, things that are important to my business for me to qualify these newsletter subscribers. And it might not be qualification that they want to work with me, but if I see someone like Udi sign up to my newsletter, I'd be pretty excited and I may want to do something with it. So I might think, if there's employee counts over 2,000 or maybe 3,000, then I might reach out to this person, Denise in this case. So let me just go back to my website. Again, I am going to put in one of my favorite marketers, Andrew. Andrew's at Paddle. And if I click subscribe, again, he's not going to be getting any emails. The submission was successful. And boom, we can see that it's here. Now I didn't click auto run on new rows, so I should have done that. So now I'm going to have to just click these manually. I think I can, no, I can't. So just going to run all these on Paddle. I think I missed that one. Okay, now that auto run on new rows is done, let me add somebody else. So I've got Kerry at Okta. Oops. So that should be submitting. And boom, instantly it's come in. And I am doing something wrong because it's not auto running on new column. Oh, no, it is running. Okay, there's just a slight delay. So now you can see how I've gone from a first name and an email address, and it could just be the email address too, to getting a fully enriched profile based on specific things that I'm looking for when I'm looking at the leads and the prospects that I want to reach out to. So let's just check in with some of the answers in a second. Okay, so now it looks like everything has been updated and I've got the employee counts and I've got the marketing team size, the employee count. Oh, let's see if they're currently hiring. Let's do one more. Are there any open marketing roles? So let's see how it's going to handle this. Marketing job openings, select yes or no. Okay, perfect. That's what I want to know. Didn't save. So let me just click on these. And if we look at the summary as well, we can see that it's very similar. It's using Apollo again. I should have thought of some different data points that might not be Apollo. I can't think of any right now, but it definitely uses more data points. And one of the best things about this is at the moment on the free tier, you get 500 credits a month. So a credit is one enrichment. So for all of these, I could have done all of this with my free account. I do have a paid account. And then also the other thing to note is that you can export this data as well, or now you can push it through an outbound webhook. So I might want to push this data back into my newsletter tool, which is Beehive, and I can do that via a webhook, or I can send that to Zapier, and Zapier can push it to hundreds or thousands of different places. So really cool development by Freckle. Every time I come into this platform, I am amazed at how easy it's becoming to enrich data. And when I say easy, how hard the Freckle team are working on this to make it easy. But it's phenomenal. And I think I like the fact that I don't have to worry about different subscriptions. I don't have to worry about renaming columns. That's such a time saver. Anyone who has been building tables in Clay and other tools as well, the amount of times you have to rename the columns. But yeah, very, very impressed. And let's have a look at the source here. So, and I love the way it tells me how it's doing it. So found Okta's marketing job vacancies on their careers page, Glassdoor, scrape LinkedIn profile. And of course, I can ask it to give me the list of some of the jobs as well. Let's just do that. So share one of the open. Share one. Okay, let's see if it understands that. Share one of the open marketing jobs, which is not the clearest of instructions, but run on all rows. And of course, I could have edited this to say only run if, and then this is where I'd say marketing job openings is yes. Now, of course, it will run on all of these anyway because they're all yes, but if it said no, it wouldn't run. So let's have a look at this job. This is Gong, VP Corporate Marketing. Perfect. So that's just given me one of the jobs that I'm searching for. So if I was selling any sort of marketing services, they've got open jobs. They've got 44 people in the team. The employee count is almost 2,000 people. I've got a summary here. I can go armed with the information I need to pick up the phone and have a conversation with them, or send an email or reach out to them. So yeah, this is Freckle, freckle.io. I strongly recommend checking it out, especially with their generous 500 credits a month tier, where you can do enrichment without even having to think. All right, take care.